There we go. Beautiful. So, welcome, Jumbo from Africa. My name is Samantha Starshine. I'm a mama of five beautiful children, one more in the womb. Um, I'm an author, I'm a researcher, I am a cosmocologist, a ceremonialist, and co-founder of the Starseed Sisterhood. Currently living in this beautiful Luo village, my husband's tribal village in Al Kebulan, Africa. And it's so beautiful to see everyone here today. 13, that is a magical number of mine. So we had over 20 something registered for this call, which is just beautiful. Everyone will get the replay sent out either later today or tomorrow sometime. And yeah, before we begin, I invite everyone to close down the eyes if you're safe to do so, and let's take some deep breaths, deep grounding breaths, and just emitting a sense of gratitude for the land, for the earth where you gather, where you are today. Really sending out a wave of gratitude, sensing that relationality with the land, with the elementals, with the ancestors of that land, and really breathing into this space. And the thing is, it's not meant to look a certain way or have particular words that we say to do this kind of acknowledgement. It is an individual relationality between you and the spaces that you inhabit. So, taking another deep breath into this space. And now giving great thanks for the many, many lineages of ancestors that have walked before us and allowed each of us to be here today. The ancestors who have carried that seed of life forward through struggles, through joys, through challenges. And if any one of those ancestors had dropped that seed of life, you would not be here today, which is just incredible. So, really breathing that acknowledgement, that deep thanks into our many lineages of ancestors, feeling them weaving their tapestries more and more closely together as we walk towards unity consciousness. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, the light is really coming here. It's like 7 in the morning for me. And I love that we've got women joining from around the land. So just to get a feel for where everyone's coming from, can you type into the chat where you're joining from today? So if it's in Australia, where it is in Australia. I know we have a sister from India. We've got Sunny Coast, Queensland. Yep, Gubby Gubby, Sunny Coast. Lots of Sunny Coast sisters represent. Childers. On holiday in the Gold Coast, beautiful. There's Bundy, Great Ocean Road, Victoria, Bundy. Oh, cool. So beautiful to see everyone here. Okay, this call is about my hubby's just walking past. Bye. Are all the kids awake? So half of them were asleep when I came out this morning. So this call is really to connect our Starseed Collective with the wider community of women, and it's all about honoring the cycles within and around us. And so we are cyclical beings. We live in a cyclical universe. What are the cycles? There's so many, beginnings and endings, endings and beginnings. In cyclic consciousness, we realize it's all one, there's no separation. And endings, in fact, become new beginnings as we spiral around the cycles. So we've got, as women, we are blessed with these innate cycles, the menstrual cycle. We've got the lunar cycle, the cycle of seasons as well. And so you'll see very soon with Kristen, there's the cycles of these celestial bodies, the planets and the stars that dance around in the universe with us. And all of these cycles have messages for us. They are, whether we know it or not, we are in an intimate relationality with them. Either subconsciously or consciously, we're affected by these cycles and the movement and the flows of all of these energies. And ecological systems, cosmological systems, it's all connected. And so it's like we as humans, we are a microcosm of this macrocosm of the whole universe. It's like fractals within fractals. And so there's a bit I want to say about this today. I've got a couple of notes just to try and make sure I cover it all. And so what I love is that right now on planet Earth, we have this divine feminine resurgence, this uprising on the planet. And this is also part of a cycle, the precession of the equinoxes. It's like a 20-something thousand year cycle. And we are now coming back into the light out of the darkness of the last many millennia. And so it's so beautiful to be alive at this time as we're coming back into balance and alignment with these cycles. And so we have, we're in almost at the end of the second month of the new year, right? 2025. Love to get a pulse on how everyone is feeling this year. How has the the beginning of the new year been for you? You can type it in the chat. And what you'll see very soon is that maybe this isn't actually a beginning, it's an ending in the greater cosmic cycles. So I'm seeing mega shifts, deep inner landscaping. Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be positive. It could have been a shit show, for the start of the year. Lots of inner work, incredibly challenging relationship ending, lots of healing required. Feeling you, sister, sending so much love there. Yeah, big shifts. Yeah, Ash said, feels like the ending, feelings of grief, of letting go. Fresh energy, fresh review of last year's chaos. Yep. Newness, accountability. That's a great one. Slow and grounding. Nice. Coming home to my true, authentic self, shedding all the layers. Yes, Nay. I'm hearing big shifts. Okay, Emily, darkest couple of weeks of my life. Okay, sister. Feeling that light awakening within you and around you. Kat, I think the world is a bit of a shit show, but I'm trying to lean into the hope. Yes, thank you, sister. Thank you. And hope, yeah, hope is viral. Hope spreads as well. So the more we can hold the light and hold the hope, it enables others to do the same. Shedding for sure, so many shifts. Yeah, amazing. So we've got this beginning here that may not be a beginning, it may be an ending. We've got the Lunar New Year that was at the end of January. That's another cycle in the lunar calendar that also aligns with the Chinese astrology New Year. So we have just shifted from a dragon year. I'm a dragon, had an amazing year last year, also challenges, but yeah, really epic. So we're now shifted into this snake year, which is, bringing through that shedding of the layers, growing new skin, so much mythology around that. Stephanie's a snake. Yeah, I'm sure we've got some snakes in this group. Excellent. And so they say that if it's your year, you can have a lot of extra challenges, but a lot of opportunity for deep growth as well and transformation. So with this symbology of the snake, there's this ancient Egyptian and Greek, or the Ouroboros. It's like, I'll have a picture in a slide, not today, another day, but I'm sure you've seen it. It's a snake in a circle, like eating its tail. And this is an ancient symbol of cyclical wisdom, of beginnings and endings, and the continuous nature of cycles. And it's also a symbol of unity as well. So in the Celtic and the pagan culture, philosophy, cosmological knowledge systems that many of our ancestors would have been part of years ago. Samhain or Samhain. Samhain was considered the new year, which was harvest time, a time to honor the ancestors and then begin again in the gestation of the new year. So it's actually in the Northern Hemisphere, it's November 1st, so just after Halloween, honoring the ancestors, and then November 1st is that beginning of the gestation of the new year. But in the Southern Hemisphere, so for Australians, that pagan Celtic New Year doesn't actually begin until the 1st of May. So you've still got months until the new year, right? And that's all about, so we're finishing and like wrapping up cycles now. Harvest time, like harvest being the completion of a cycle, and then we go into the gestation of the new year. And so what that means is like the new year is in the womb of the mother, the womb of the earth, the womb of our, metaphor is the language of the spirit. Tyson Yunkaporta Porter said that. So the new year is in the gestation phase in the womb before it is reborn. So it goes through the winter solstice, the darkest night of the year, and then it is reborn in spring. Does that make sense? Yeah, and like we see in nature, everything goes through cycles like that. You have, in the darkness before being born into the light. So a baby in the womb in the darkness before being born, seeds under the earth in the depth and the darkness of the soil, before being born, before growing into the light, seeds are in the darkness of the soil. So that's the Celtic and the pagan New Year endings and beginnings. And cyclically, we have this 13 moon year. Yeah, there's 13 lunar cycles within a year that will also align with a regularly bleeding woman, 13 cycles in a year. And that is how our ancient ancestors lived, by the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the sun, the movement of the celestial bodies, the planets and the stars. And the 13 also has links to multiple indigenous cultures with the 13 sections of shell on the turtle's back. They say that corresponds to the 13 moons of the year. That's in Turtle Island, in America, Turtle Island. And so it was the ancient Romans who changed this calendar to the Julian and then the Gregorian calendar to the 12-month year, because 13 is, it's the ancient goddess number. It's not easily divisible. So 12 was much more easily divisible into quarters, made it much more easy to count people's stuff. So you could count their belongings, count their money, tax them. It was a method of control and commerce, and it has been like confusing and disrupting our natural cycles ever since. So in this long history of separation and disconnection, it's also been influenced by this widespread domination of patriarchal religions. So previously, and many Indigenous cultures practice this nature-based cyclical way of living and relating with life and the natural world and self as nature. But for millennia now, we've had these dominant patriarchal religions that place God above man, man above nature, and man even above woman. And it's this hierarchical structure that does not reflect nature at all, right? And so, whether you are religious or not, or spiritual or not, in that way, these beliefs, values, and the energy of this, the intergenerational influences of this saturate our institutions, our political systems, our economic systems, like even our cultural systems. Everything is saturated with this hierarchical model. And that's why it's so exciting, especially being a woman alive right now and coming back to the honoring of our cycles. Oh, look, the sun's rising here. Isn't that amazing? You guys are in the afternoon and I'm like morning sunrise here. Okay, so we are coming back to those innate goddess religions, those innate spirituality of God living within everything, within all of nature. You know, nature is God. On some of those forms you have to fill out, they say, what is your religion? I write nature. Yeah. And so everything is intimately connected and intimately cyclical. God is within everything, including us, because we are nature. And I'm so grateful to be alive for this remembrance, this resurgence of these universal truths. Many women are reclaiming the wisdom of their menstrual cycles, reclaiming the power of that, you know, instead of seeing it as a curse or seeing it as something shameful, which many of us were brought up with or, you know, experienced through that menarche period and beyond. We are coming back to the superpower of our menstrual cycles. And we're also reclaiming the seasons of life, you know, like maiden, mother, Marga, crone, and not seeing any one as better or worse than the other. That's a very patriarchal Western thing, to like honor the maiden, you know, the mother, like celebrate the mother, but still they have to do everything. And then when women get to that older age group, they're ignored and cast aside. And it's like, no, we are reclaiming the seasons of womanhood. Like that Marga and crone phase is gifted with so much wisdom. You know, they are here to give back to the community and to be those sources of innate wisdom. And it's all by divine design. So I could talk about this literally for days, and we do in the Starseed Sisterhood in the 10 Moon Journey with, you know, presentation slides and journal questions and workbook, all sorts of stuff. But for now, I'm going to pass on to Astara first for a beautiful grounding meditation. And then we'll go to Kristen to talk about the astrological new year. And how amazing that is. And so you'll get to work out your astrological new year as well. You'll need your moon sign. Is that right, Kristen? So now we need to
You'll
go
need your time of birth
time
and your
of
date of birth.
birth. Okay, so let's go to Astara and
Hello, beautiful.
hey.
Hi, beautiful women. Wow, Sam, that sun truly is divine, seeing that rise behind you. So I invite all of you to close your eyes or gaze at something in front of you as we create space for those beautiful words from Sam and all the words that each of us have shared in the chat box, just to land wherever they need to land. And let's welcome some deep breaths now. You might feel to make some sound upon the deep breath in and that deep exhalation, whatever feels good for you. Bringing awareness to that beautiful, expansive heart of yours. Deep diving into the heart center now. And activating a light within your heart that is always activated. Perhaps we're just amping it up a little bit. And with each breath now, amplifying that light to form an orb of light around you. Basking in this light as a remembrance that this light is you, it is of you, it is from you. And you get to play with this light. Expand it out if you choose. You might feel to use this light to scan your energy field for anything that might not be belonging to you or anything that's no longer in alignment with your greatest truth, and see how this light is integrating this part or transmuting this part with love. And gently bringing awareness to the inhalations. So each time the body opens up to draw in a breath, bringing your focus to that inhalation. This part of the cycle of breath, drawing in that oxygen, the breath from the plant life around you, and receiving this gift from nature. Each inhalation is receiving this gift from nature. And each exhalation is that remembrance that we are nature as we offer our breath to nature around us to be converted back into oxygen again. Inhalation, the receiving, exhalation, the giving. And starting to see how the breath melts a little or blends a little. It's almost as though the giving and receiving blend. Creating space to be in this oneness. As one breath ends, another breath begins. In full trust that when we let go of that breath, the next breath makes its way into the body. May feel to place your hands upon the body, perhaps a place that's needing some extra love and care. Bringing the breath to this place. I invite you to feel the connection of all of these beautiful beings that are a part of this call today or watching the replay. Feeling this interconnectivity, this woven nature of love and compassion, celebrating this moment of now just as we are, rocking up on this call, showing up in our lives just as we are. Welcoming 3 deep breaths and sighing upon the exhalation. Bringing awareness to the body, grounding in now, massaging the body. Oh, I love you, body. Massaging the body in whatever way feels true for you. Perhaps some shaking, some stretching, and opening the eyes. And taking a moment before engaging back in with your device, just landing in with you. Knowing that we can continue our day with the beauty of what we have just activated within ourselves. So beautiful, Kristen. Kristen and I are co-weaving the Sunshine Coast circle on Gubbi Gubbi Cubbi Cubbi lands in Queensland together. So I'll pass the mic over to you, beautiful.
Thank you, Astara. So beautiful to just drop in after a busy morning. I don't know if anyone else feels the same. I'm Kristen. Sunshine Wolf is my starseed name. Sometimes Sunshine Heart Wolf, but and I love astrology. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to work out your own astrological year. So obviously the astrological year begins in the Aries sign. That's the first sign of the zodiac. and is connected to the first house, and they all go along there. And every year we go on a journey through that the astrological signs, and the planets weave things for us as well. And we each personally have our own astrological years that are based on our rising sign or our ascendant. So to figure that out, you do need your date of birth and your time of birth. And you can like plug it in on something like astro.com, or there's like an app called Time Passages that I use, or there's a bunch of different ways that you can get a birth chart for free. If you're like, I don't know what my time of birth is, and you can't ask your mother or parents, most hospitals do keep records, I've heard, but yeah, sometimes it can be tricky if they've closed down, but usually we'll go to another hospital. So if you really don't know and you really want to find out, there probably still is a way that you can try and find out. So when you plug in all of those things, your time of birth works out your ascendant, and the ascendant, so the zodiac in the day to day changes every 2 hours. So it can change drastically over one whole day. You could be born 2 hours before and be a completely different rising sign. And so then the rising sign, because it's the first house that it's corresponding with in your birth chart, it is the sign that is your astrological new year. So personally, my rising sign is Virgo. So that would mean that Virgo season, and you can really even get down to the nitty-gritty and work out the degrees and figure out when in Virgo season is technically your new year. That is the time of year that's actually the fresh time of year. And I do notice that a lot of things often finishing up towards that time and starting afresh, or getting that new energy through. So it is a really interesting thing to look at and even reflect on in your past, what's been happening at that time of year for you. Yeah, Saggy sun, that's the same as my sun as well. So yeah, we all have our sun sign is all about who we deeply aspire to be at our core in this life. But there are so many other facets of things. Your moon is more emotional and relational. And to talk about the moon as well a little bit, there is also a way that you can work out, you can look up what moon sign, like what phase of the moon you were born within, and then look at what your moon sign is. So mine's a Capricorn moon in the first quarter. And so there's only one of those moons that occurs each year. Obviously, there's first quarters every month and there's Capricorn moons every month, but there's only one of the exact combination of like your moon and your moon phase. So finding that out and noting that date in your diary or your planner or whatever, because it's a very potent day for dreaming. It's a potent day for fertility. They say that you can conceive on that day, whether or not you're like ovulating technically. So or be careful around that time if that's not what you're desiring. But in that fertile energy, it brings through a lot of the possibility that something can happen, something big can happen around that time as well. So that's always like another fun one to do. Oh, everyone's putting their things in. I love it. I'm having a look here. Libra rising, Sammy, Capricorn rising, Cat. So Capricorn rising, you probably feel like the new year is your new year maybe sometimes, because it kind of corresponds so perfectly to the way that the Gregorian calendar works. So is the month that we ovulate twice? Yeah, that is the month that we can ovulate twice a month, is when our moon and our moon phase will appear again. So for example, for me, because I have a Capricorn moon and I'm an Aquarius sun, mine's next week, which actually, funnily enough, is corresponding roughly to when I'd be ovulating anyway. But if I was ovulating earlier in the month, and then I could have had a second ovulation on that day, or it's a really fertile day if we're like, bam, let's make a baby, What else have we got here? Cancer ascendant, that's the same as my partner's. Lots of, oh, now you got a Scorpio rising. I didn't know that. I love that. Very spicy. Yeah, few Libra moons. Love looking at everyone's star signs. Astara, what's your rising?
Pisces, which makes a lot of sense. I've only found this out through what you've been sharing. And there's been a great shift that has happened as we've moved into Pisces time, and Phoenix is a
Mm,
Pisces. And we celebrated
mm,
her 22 today.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting how like familial things occur like within astrology. Like there, if you have strong placements in a sign, often there'll be someone else like in your family that you either birth or you came from. That's kind of like I really see that in a lot of things. Yes, you ovulated twice that month. So maybe that was one of your special moon days, Emily. She had her ovulation twice in the month and ovulated twice. I love that. Any questions about any of that, guys? Open to anything. The moon month. Okay, so you can literally Google like the moon phases on your birth, on your date of birth. I actually have an app because I love looking at the moon things. It's called The Moon. This is the name of it, The Moon. And it will tell you what the moon phase is currently. It's free. Um, you can also look at like the calendar month, like look at when the moons are occurring and what signs they're in. And you can also plug in here. Oh yeah, you can plug in like a specific date. So then you can just go look yours up and then I mean, actually use this quite frequently. It seems like a bit of a random app, but I do use it quite frequently. So that is how I've worked out mine. But you could also just Google your date of birth and what phase the moon was on your date of birth. So moon phase and moon sign is a potent day for fertility and dreaming. Yeah, so even recording your dreams on that day can be, they say that you can have prophetic dreams on that day. I have a friend that she always has a prophetic dream on that day, and she like regularly has prophetic dreams, but that one it's like things that have come true afterwards, and she's gone back and been like, I wrote this down. So it's cool to, if you're in the habit of recording your dreams, to be able to look back as well. But that's like a whole other thing. Look, talking about dreams. Cool. Amazing. So yeah, if you, I mean, if you want to message me if you get confused with anything, you're welcome to. I'm open to always chats about these things. But I think I'm passing off to either Ash or Nay.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I always love this
That's all right.
astrological wisdom. And yeah, that moon app is really cool. And I've got it written down in the Astro Diary as well. And I just love because the moon changes sign every couple of days. And we're so influenced by the moon, like it affects us on so many levels. And another interesting thing is the void of course as well. So we talk about that in later months, but it's so fascinating. Like as the moon is changing sign, there's a small window of time. Sometimes it's just a couple of hours, but sometimes it can be a whole day where the moon isn't actually in any either sign. And so that can have really interesting effects on our like physical body, our mental, emotional, like all the levels. It's so cool how this is interconnected. And there's always more to learn. It's like the more you start learning, the more you realize there is to learn and know. So I love that. And we're going to Ash now. Yeah. You ready, Ash?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Beautiful. Here she
That is
is.
my moon phase. Is it different if you were born in another country?
It would be relevant to like, your date of birth, you have to put in a location. So there would be a moon phase where you were born as well.
Yeah, that's cool. I
But
think I was,
generally, like the moon phases, the moon's actually still like, the moon's a weird thing because like obviously it has such difference between other countries that you, sorry, my son's
Mm.
just woken up and his soul's just crying. Um, yeah, so like even when there's a full moon in America at this time, Australia at this time, UK at this time, it's still the same time like of that calendar month that the full moon is occurring. So it shouldn't throw out too much if you're in another
I
country, just looking at the time zone.
cool. I think I was born on a full moon. Aren't many
Ooh.
births in on a full moon or a new moon? Yeah. Um, Hello everyone. I am Ash Cash Firebird. Just here to share a bit of my journey with the Starseed Sisterhood. So I joined Starseed when I was living in Noosa, 2 years ago, and I joined at a time that was my darkest hour. I joined a year after the passing of my first son, Wilder. I had no intentions of why I wanted to join. I just felt the call to be in sisterhood. And I showed up every gathering that we had. And slowly I was able to unravel, to trust in sisters again, because the world felt really unsafe for me at that time. And just to be held in grief and loss, and I felt the women didn't try to bypass that for me. They were able to walk with me through it and remind me of my light continuously, even though I keep, being unsure of my purpose in this life. After years of wanting to be a mother and then losing my son. Yeah, so that was the healing power of the Starseed Sisterhood for me. And recently, when I was sharing that I was hosting the Starseed Sisterhood in the Surf Coast, I had a lot of pushback from men, and I feel like perhaps they felt threatened, and from women as well. And that really unrattled me. So I went back to the sisters and I said, hey, this is what's going on for me. And I don't feel sure about myself. I don't know if I can do this. And my beautiful sister, Stara, reminded me of my intention and my light that I put out there into the circle, that this year I wanted to be disliked. Because if I'm disliked, I know that I stood up for something that I was passionate about. So it's so beautiful to have a collective of women reminding you of the light, of your purpose that you bring, of your spirit calling. Even the world around you, how Sammy said that we live in a very male-dominant world where we're being shut down as women for who we are, our offerings, our creations. And coming back to the sisterhood really reminds me, it's an anchor for me. It anchors me into my calling, my purpose, and my light on this earth. And it continues to be such a big journey for me. I've worked 10 years in the corporate environment. So having to shapeshift into the masculine aspect of myself, to lead a team of men, and now to step into feminine leadership and journeying into shedding. Yeah, we're shedding that masculine paradigm that tells women to dim our lights to suit the needs of the culture that we have. So I just wanted to share that when you have felt grief or loss, I hope every woman has a sisterhood to remind them of the light that they bring, and to be able to anchor us into it, even though everyone else is saying that we can't do it, or we're not good enough, or we're unworthy, or we're too much. So thank you. Thanks for listening, everyone. And I'll hand it over to Nay.
Oh, wow. Big love, sister. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Courageous Ash, being such an inspiration to us all, showing up regardless of the fear and the oppression. It's, yeah, really big. And like, fills me with so much hope for the world as well that, we can rise above this and gather, come together, hold each other, witness each other, and yeah, heal together. Let's do it. All right. So I'm Renee, and I will be facilitating the Wide Bay Circles this year. And I'm very excited to share some of my experiences from the last couple of years. And I'm going to be honest with you guys because this is what we do in the Starseed Sisterhood is I'm feeling a bit nervous. I'm feeling nervous sharing from my heart, my big tender heart. And I feel like it's hard to be seen and it's hard to be witnessed when we feel vulnerable and it feels uncomfortable. And I'd like to know, like, who else feels that when they're sharing from their hearts? Who else feels nervous? Who else feels vulnerable? Yeah, yeah. It's big, isn't it? And it does feel uncomfortable. And so for me, the first year of joining the Starseed Sisterhood, it was pretty uncomfortable, and it felt so good to be uncomfortable. It's like showing up for myself, showing up because I knew it was for the best, even though it was hard sometimes. Mm, that's so true. And as we begin to open, we start to feel that heart, that love wanting to come through it all, coming through the fear. And so, yeah, that discomfort of being seen, especially in that first year, was really hard for me. I came from a place where I didn't even know you could set boundaries without upsetting people's feelings. I thought people just got upset when you set boundaries. And so that was really empowering for me. And, I feel like I shedded so much. I shedded away this fear of showing up for myself, seeking this approval from others. And it was really big. And witnessing all of these women and how diverse we all are, how unique we all are, and how beautiful we all are. And it feels really special to embrace that uniqueness. It felt really special for me to embrace my uniqueness. And so, yeah, it's like coming into the Starseed Sisterhood and feeling all of this discomfort and experiencing all this growth. The Starseed Sisterhood wasn't the answer, it was the tool. It was the tool that gave me what I needed to witness the answer within myself. Because I am the answer, and each one of you are the answers to yourself. And to show up, yeah. And so to show up for yourself is the most beautiful thing, the most honorable thing that we can truly do. And it feels like, shedding away all of these layers and being witnessed. I feel like this is one of the biggest things because it's like we do the work by ourselves, and we become so secluded in it. It's hard, it's heavy. It's like, when is this going to stop? Like, help, like somebody. But it's like, I don't want help. I just want to be seen. Like, these parts of me hurt. And to have someone just witness all of that. It's just so freeing, isn't it? To like show up authentically and be seen. And so the Starseed, coming into circle with the Starseed Sisterhood, it really, really provided me that opportunity to be seen and to be courageous, just like Ash, just like Sammy, just like a Star, Kristen, and all of these beautiful sisters that have been part of this container for the last 3 years, showing up and being witnessed and shedding away all this fear. Because guess what? It wasn't actually that scary being seen. It was liberating. Mm. And yeah, it's like that ability to, all right, I want to dance. Let's get our bodies moving. Let's shake it all out. Let's sing. Like, you don't have to be good at any of it. Isn't that great? We don't have to be good at any of it. We're just going to do it because that's what our body wants to do. That's what our hearts want to do. That's what we innately as humans want to do. We want to show up with that love for ourselves. And I've been thinking about it, like, as when we're kids and we get around making all these funny little noises. Like, I remember I used to get embarrassed and I used to go, and then I used to get embarrassed about making that sound. And I stopped myself from making that sound when I got embarrassed. And now I realize how important it was for me to make that noise when I got embarrassed. Oh, so funny, isn't it? But yeah, coming together to craft, because I feel like it's also really important for us to weave our magic in through our creation. So as we share, as we witness, we're using our hands and we're weaving these stories into our creations. We're releasing, we're doing what we were born to do. Yeah, we're born to create. We're born to experience. And we're born to connect together. Mm. And so, yes, I'm very excited about this year ahead for us all to come together and to witness each other and to grow together, to rise together. It feels really big and really special, and I'm very grateful to be part of this. Thank you, sisters. Sammy, would you like to say anything?
Thank you so much. Beautiful Nay. Always love your sharing, your beautiful big heart. It's been such an honor the last couple of years witnessing the transformation and the growth, in you and not just you, but like the ecosystem of your family as well. Like when we come into this together, it's like it's yes, the individual woman, but some of us bring partners or children, and it's like they're also along for that journey. And Ash, thank you so much as well. You beautiful, beautiful heart. Ash is also now mother to a beautiful daughter that she called in and who is now so cute and cuddly and here on this earth to do big things. Our Ash, you'll find this funny. My kids said the other day, let's call the baby Acacia. That's Ash's baby's name. And I'm like, we can't give her the same name. Yes.
Yes, you
Wow.
can.
Yes, we can. Okay, cool.
Yes, you can.
How's this light? This like African sunrise light. Wow. So we are going to do a giveaway now because we love giveaways and generosity. And my toddler slept through the night last night. She didn't even dream feed until like 6 a.m. and then she had a tiny quick one and went back to sleep. So so I'm feeling super generous. So we're going to do like giveaways and we're going to do one for the replay people as well. We weren't going to do that, but it feels right. And look at these rainbows. So what we're going to do is it's like up to $1,400, $1,500 off of the course fees. So it's basically a 50% off whether you wanted to pay up front or payment plan for the whole 10 moon journey. We're going to give away a few of those. So if you would like to join us and you would like this giveaway, you can type So we'll do two options. You can type yes in the chat and like which location you are. So we've got Sunny Coast, Wide Bay, and Surf Coast. So type yes and then your, location. And for the replay, what will we do? We will say, follow the page and then share one of our posts and just say like why you want to join the Starseed Sisterhood 10 Moon journey this year, and do like hashtag replay giveaway. And then I'm going to like write this out in the email that goes out with the replay. So hashtag replay giveaway, and we're going to give away a replay one too. So this is fun. Da 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 da. Okay. Oh, Phoenix said Acacia for the first time today. Happy birthday to Phoenix. I can't believe she's 2. Astara, happy birthday. Can we give them as gifts if we win? Yeah, for sure. We love gifts and winning. All right. So I'm gonna go. How am I gonna choose this? I'm gonna close my eyes and then I'm gonna like press. I'm gonna like this. Oh, I poked the can we give them as gifts if we win? Okay, I don't want to do that one. Okay, right. There. Oh, Sunny Coast, Stephanie, you have won this giveaway. Let's do another one. Let's do one for Wide Bay as well. All right, let's go. Where are the Wide Bay people? I can't be on the other one. There. Okay. Going like this. Or maybe someone else should choose it. Who else wants to choose? Oh, Stephanie manifested this. Yes, I love that. All right. Joanne. Yes, please, Wide Bay. You got it, sister. Yes, whether it's for you or as a gift, welcome. And okay, Surf Coast, Cat, you got that one too. Woo, Joanne, they're singing. It's like roosters going off here as well. So nice to watch this. Oh, bless you, Gemma. Gemma is our beautiful Year of the Horse Equine Space Magic Weaver. So excited for that next year. I just love this, right? It's like you plant seed. So in Starseed, the stars are our vision, values, guiding light, these cosmic celestial bodies that really do influence all of our lives. And then that's the stars. And the seeds are the actions, the intentions, the things that we plant into our hearts, into our wombs, into our lives, and we nurture them as they grow. And this is how we access like personal prophecy and like oracling our own life, because when you're growing a garden, if you plant a tomato seed, you're not going to get a passion fruit vine, So it's like, what are you planting into the field? What are you nurturing in the garden of your life? That is what is going to grow. And I love doing this with a group of women because we have that compassionate accountability for each other. If someone says, I'm going to do something, and then things come up as they do, we can hold each other's hand and say, I see you, I see this is hard, but you've got this. Remember what you said, just like Astara did for Ash. Elevate Wellness Village. I know that's you, Irie. Loved being here with you all. I bake bread and do my morning chores. Yeah. Irie's in India. Beautiful sister.
Bella, ask a question, Sammy.
Yeah, so there's space now. I know we said it's on the hour now. So for anyone that needs to go, love you, thank you. Let's do a big heart breath, and then anyone that wants to stay, we can do a Q&A. For any questions or anything that you would like to know. So just for those who need to leave, let's close down the eyes. Feel, maybe wiggle your toes, taking a deep breath all the way down. On the exhale, feeling those roots growing deep into the earth. Sipping up that energy from the earth, allowing it to land in the heart space. And on the in-breath, breathing into that light within your heart. And on the exhale, making a sound. And imagining that heart field expanding, feeling that heart field expanding out to encompass your whole body, your whole being. Let's do another few of these. So deep breath into the heart, feeling that light shine. On the exhale, expand the heart field. How far can it go? Can it encompass your whole house, your whole suburb? Let's do another one together. Breathing in and out. Can your heart feel reach me? Can it encompass the earth and reach us all the way here in Africa? I felt a few waves then. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now gently, gently bringing the tendrils of that expansion back into your beautiful heart space. Gathering the seeds today that have been shared, planting them safely and lovingly within, nurturing the ones that you choose to grow. And giving great thanks to yourself for being here today. When you're ready, opening the eyes, landing in the body. I really did feel some of those heart-filled waves, those ripples. I love that. So goodbye, and we love you to anyone that needs to leave. And then I'm going to open it to multi-view. And if anyone has a question, just, oh, yay, I'm getting brought a cup of tea. Thank you, my love. Look at that. Yes. African tea is so good. If anyone has any questions, you are welcome to unmute yourself and jump in and ask any of us. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for those who have to go. Lots of love. Maybe there's no questions. Does anyone need help unmuting?
Hi, this is not a question, but I think I saw some questions in the chat, maybe.
Oh, let me see. Oh, there we go.
So sunrise and seeing you there. Yay, love you. Sending so much love to everyone.
Thank you, ladies. I have to go. Appointment at 3:30. Joanne can be there on Saturday. Beautiful, Nay. And Bella said the online journey. Yeah, so we all meet up online all together, and then there'll be like smaller groups for just the individual location circles. And there's an online portal as well. Yeah.
I have a question. I was so caught up with the excitement of everything. Did we pull a half price giveaway for Surf Coast?
Yeah, 50%.
Who got that one?
Joanne.
No, Joanne's Wide Bay.
Kat who left. Kat who had to go.
Oh, Kat. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said Wide Bay.
Mm.
Yeah, Joanne's Wide Bay. Kat
No,
Kat
no.
is Surf Coast.
So Kat's got the Surf Coast. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I went for a moment.
And we'll
To
do
be
replay.
met
I should
so
write it
behind
down.
them.
Hey, I should write it down.
Yeah.
Stephanie. Who's
And we
admin?
start next week, Steph.
What's that?
And we start next week, Steph, on Saturday.
Woohoo. So Joanne's Wide Bay and Kat is Surf Coast. Amazing. And we'll do replay. We'll do a replay one as well.
Hi,
So
Gemma.
yeah, if there's no other questions, oh beautiful.
I do
Thank you, Gemma.
I do have a
But-
question actually.
Yes.
I'm sure I can find this online, but can you just quickly explain how there is the online how does it work logistically? So you facilitate the online get-togethers, which is once a month, and then on top of that, there is a in-person. So is it technically 2 gatherings per month? How's the setup?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in the past, we've been doing once a month online and then once a month in person. There's also often extra opportunities, as we co-weave the community, extra things pop up. Someone's having this gathering happening. We, on the sunny coast, we go to Kristen's and do ice baths and saunas. It like co-weaves itself into this organic ecosystem of sisterhood supporting each other. So now we've got extra locations. We'll be having some extra calls as well, facilitated and held by the different sisters. We'll also do one where we all come together for sharing, and there's the option for breakout groups as well. So like on a call, everyone will have time to share. Sometimes when there's lots of people, you don't get that quality individual time. So we can go into our smaller groups and then everyone will get that time to share and be heard and witnessed. And yeah, and it's a full day every month as well. So those dates are all on the website and they will get sent to you as well. So I'll be able to find your email in this group, and then you'll get sent like all the login info and all of that. All the dates are there. Yeah. Bella, I would love to be able to do that. Yeah, beautiful, Astara. Sorry, was there another question?
Oh, I was just curious, like, do you live in Africa permanently at the moment, or are you more like on an extended holiday?
Yeah, so I've lived on the sunny coast for the last lots of years, and my hubby's African. So this year we came 3 weeks ago. We arrived here in the village, and so we're here for the year this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, so I'll be gathering with the African women here and sitting and listening and learning from their stories and their wisdom as well. Yeah. Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah, so I've got 5 kids here who are also, in this experience, and yeah, it's a really beautiful anchor for me to be held and to be even just speaking English, Like I call the sisters sometimes and I'm just like leaving voice messages in English because I've been speaking the Luo, which is the mother tongue here. Been speaking that all day. Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, Astara said to Bella, after journeying through with us, yes, that's absolutely the idea. We'll have extra circle keeper training so that women who want to start their own circles can in their own regions when they're ready, with support, when they're ready with guidance. Because not everyone can make it to one of these locations yet. But it's such a beautiful, powerful experience. It's a tool, like Nay said. I love that, Nay. Wrote that down. The tool that gave you what you needed to witness, and to witness the answer within yourself. Just, yeah, magic. Amazing. Any final questions, shares, anything anyone would like to say before we wrap up the call? Kristen? Hi.
Hi. No, it's been so great. I was like, I want to do this all the time. Um, yeah, it's been so fun, and I'm excited to have this little space to connect with everyone over all the locations and get to see faces in there, and obviously on top of our in-person groups. It's going to be really fun to have all the little the weavings of the webs and um yeah, still get to see our sisters' faces that we'll miss this year in different locations. And um, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for our crafting. I'm excited for all the magic that's going to be created. And yeah,
Have you got the
want me to show you?
yeah, have you got it close by? I
One
meant to
sec.
say that last night and then I forgot. Well, I was asleep and you were, yeah, it was different time zone. Oh, there's a motorbike here.
Okay.
And
Um,
Bella just asked when will the calls be? So there is in the questionnaire when you join, there's a link to a intake questionnaire. Quite important that you can do that as soon as you can, as soon as possible. And there's a poll in there that asks when when for online calls. So what we'll do, we'll take all of the answers in the poll and then there'll be like a couple of different times so that everyone, yeah, so that it suits everyone. And there's always replays. So if you do miss them, it's okay. You can catch up on the replay. Yay, and so
so
excited for next week too.
yeah. So I think Wide Bay's first circle that you guys are doing clapsticks though in the first
Yeah,
circle, but I'm guessing that you'll do this another circle. But I
yeah.
believe Surf Coast and Sunshine Coast, we're going to be making altar cloths. And Astara and I have been playing with some of the vibe of the design. I need to grow mine a little bit more, but it is the concept of this seed of life of each of the ancestors and how each time one of our ancestors comes together, they create a life. So it's you in the middle, and then all of your ancestors come out from there. So it depends how many generations you want to go. But yeah, this is what we're going to be doing on Saturday and working and weaving some of this
Mm.
for our altar cloth. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful and fun.
So, so special. I love that you can then, once you have this cloth, you can work with, your maternal line or your paternal line or, the different constellations of those ancestors. And I think it was like 10 generations is like 4,000, over 4,000 people, over 4,000 great, 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 great grandparents within that
Yeah, I think
circle.
it was the 9 generations that Astara and I were counting was 2,046 ancestors or
Mm.
grandparents.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 10 generations is 4,092.
Mm.
Incredible. Isn't it amazing? Think there's like that many people. That's like a football field of people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
Oh,
the ancestors are coming through this year and we're excited to see where they take us.
yeah. Let's go to gallery view. All right, beautifuls. I could chat with you all day, but I need to go and do some African chores. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're here on the replay, and for all these beautiful faces, beautiful sisters live. Yes, big love to you too, Astara. Deep thanks and gratitude.
Happy birthday, Phoenix.
Happy
She's
birthday,
gone now.
Phoenix. Yes. And have a beautiful, beautiful day. We're available through email or social media or any of those channels if you do have any other questions. And yeah, we look forward to connecting with you again soon. So much love and light and gratitude. Have a magical day. Mwah.